I believe that God wants to speak to all of us, and He wants to guide and help us, and He wants to come and speak to us in our hearts. I am Lawrence Prattpool, and this is the 16th session of Hearing God. Hopefully you've heard the other 15 sessions. If you haven't, take a pause and go and see those now. The 16th session of Hearing God is exhilarating. Hearing God is exhilarating because it's like a seed He gives you that you can plant into someone's life and watch it grow. The amazing thing of us who are parents is that we get to sow into our children and watch them grow and learn and develop, and that's an amazing thing. If you love gardening, you get to put a lovely seed in the ground and watch it grow into something magnificent, and then, or not sometimes, but grow into something magnificent and produce more seeds, and that is exhilarating. If you're a teacher, you know that by sowing wisdom and knowledge into someone and watching them develop it for themselves is exhilarating. There's a beauty in that. But hearing God and sharing that with someone else, or in other words, prophecy, is even more wonderful than that. It can change the whole direction of nations. It can change the direction of someone's life. Just the other day, my friend was struggling, not knowing what to do about something. And I could have offered some wisdom or some understanding or thoughts that might have come into my head, but instead I just chose to listen to Holy Spirit in my heart. And guess what? He just gave me the words to say, so I said a few words. On the way home from that meeting, my friend also was just pondering on the same thing and heard God speak to him too. And that combination together helped him to put together a plan for what he needed to do with the situation that has turned the whole direction of where he was going with something. That is creative power. Sometimes a word comes and gives a sort of a shift in someone's life. So God took Abraham, which means exalted father, and gave him a new name, which meant father of many nations, because through Abraham the promise comes of Jesus. Through Abraham, you can check it in the Bible, through Abraham, all the seeds of the promise, God blessing us, God giving us salvation, God creating a new kingdom on earth, all comes through Abraham. So he really is an exalted father. But at that point, he did not have children. In fact, he was very, very old. But the creative word comes in, it plants something. I'm going to be a father. Now, let's not go into the whole story of that, but sometimes you just need a word to tell you you're going to be something. God's recognised this in you, He's put that in you already. And that releases things, that releases people into their potential. And that's an amazing, beautiful thing. Jesus said this in Matthew 4, verse 4. It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. It's amazing, really, how that word was just used to combat a word that the enemy was kind of coming at him with. And yet, it's so much truth in that simple sentence. We don't need to live just by normal flesh and blood things like bread and water. We also can live off the mouth of God. As He gives us words, it changes our lives and changes the lives of people around us. The 16th session is Hearing God is exhilarating. Bless you guys. Look out for the next of our series of videos, Hearing God.